James Cameron went down there over 30 times. I'm sure one of those billionaires could have reached out to James Cameron and said, hey man, you know, how did your excursion go down to the down to the Titanic? How did it go? Who was your resources? Who took you down there? What submarine you used and all that stuff? I'm sure that they could have utilized their resources because they're billionaires. We know billionaires have connections. It's not about how much Bible chapter and verse you know. It's about how much Bible you willing to obey. Now, the stuff I'm about to say is my opinion, is my theory. Don't take this as gospel. Don't take this as truth. It's just my opinion of the observation, you know, I've made over the last few days. I didn't want to report on it early because I wanted to, you know, just sit back and see what was going to make, you know, go on in this whole situation. So, you know, I'm just making an observation. I'm just making my theory. I have two theories on the situation. And I think, you know, my theory is, you know, could be valid. But again, don't take it as gospel truth. I'm just making an observation and a theory. So if you haven't been living under a rock, you know about this whole Titan, you know, submersible situation. It was a 6-foot mini submarine that, you know, that 5 billionaires got on to go to do an expedition, you know, to go look at the wreckage of the Titanic. Now, one of them took his son down with him. Now, I just have a couple things, you know, I'm just have a couple things that I want to get off my chest, you know, in theory. I don't understand. It didn't have any seats. You know, they were sitting on the floor. They only took a couple bottles of water and, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's a lot of that stuff behind it is suspect. And the reason why I say it's suspect, y'all know James Cameron, the director of the movie Titanic, said that he went down on over 30 excursions to the Titanic with no problem. Now, check out this clip that, you know, that he explained.
Well, I've been down there many times. I know the wreck site very well, as does my friend Bob Ballard. I've made 33 dives. I actually calculated that I've spent more time on the ship than the captain did back in the day. And of course, you know, as a submersible designer myself, I designed and built a sub to go to the deepest place in the ocean, 3 times deeper than Titanic. So I understand that.
Y'all heard what he said there. You know, what he said there, you know, pretty much he went on 30 excursions. You know, it is a risky excursion, but, you know, he went on 30 of them with no problem. Now, I have another clip of a lady that, you know, spoke about, you know, the whole wreckage. Now here's the thing, because they found debris. Now, here's the thing, right? They said that these people only had 72 hours of oxygen. They sent all these, you know, people to go search for them, which is rightfully so. You know, rightfully so. They should have, and they didn't find anything. They found the debris. They didn't find any bodies. But this lady, you know, who's an expert in this area, came on and said the reason why they're not going to find any bodies because if, you know, if there was a leakage or a hole anywhere, they would have imploded. They would have died instantly. I think she's a mortician or something like that. She said they died instantly. It was like boom. And the reason why you won't find a toenail of them, you won't find nothing of them, is because what was left of them probably was ate by the sea life and sharks and, you know, whales and all the fish and all that stuff. So let's check out this clip right here.
What does happen to a human body when a submarine implodes? I'm so glad you asked. My name is Lauren. I'm a mortician and we talk about death and dying on my channel. So if you hadn't heard yet, search and rescue teams do believe that the submarine did in fact implode because they found pieces of it. Multiple pieces. About 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic on the seafloor. Will recovery teams find pieces of people down there? The answer is no, they will not find any human body parts. When a submarine implodes, it crushes inwards like a soda can due to the intense pressures of the water. And when I tell you their deaths were instant, I really mean it. I'm dead serious. It happens so fast that their brains don't even have time to register what's happening or even sense pain. The pressure is so great that the bodies will liquefy, like when you crush an egg with your bare hands. Do you remember that part of The Little Mermaid where Ursula zaps her little green eels and then they, I don't know, explode into tiny, tiny little pieces? That's what happened. So no, they will not find any parts of them because they have now become fish food and will forever lie at the bottom of the ocean, meaning that there will be no recovery. They aren't going to find any other pieces. If it were me and I was stuck in that thing, I would rather have had it implode too. Instant, painless. I hate to think of them down there suffering for hours and days. But as
So y'all see what she said. Now, let's get to my theories. These men are billionaires. Have any of y'all ever heard of these billionaires? Do y'all know what businesses they started? Do y'all know any family members that came forth? Have y'all heard anything, employees and stuff like that? If you never heard of these billionaires, that should make you go, now who are they? In my honest opinion, I don't know. Now, I want to start by saying this too. If this is true, my heart go out to their family. I'm not trying to make fun of the situation. All I'm just making is observation just based upon what I've seen and just took a step back and just trying to look at the situation from an outsider's point of view. Now, you got 5 billionaires to get on a submarine that nobody never heard of. You never heard of them. I never heard of them. If this was Elon Musk or Warren Buffett or one of the billionaires, out there, that did that, everybody would have known, snap. This is messed up. That's messed up. That happened to Elon Musk or Warren Buffett. We would have knew, but nobody never heard of these billionaires. Google them on Google to see if they really exist or not. Do as much as that. See where they at in Forbes list. Nobody know. Now, here's the thing. If all this stuff is made up, like one of my theories believe it is, these people can make up, a lot of stuff. They can create these people, put their information on the internet, and then we're just going to run with it. But I've just found it amazing. Nobody have come forward to talk on their behalf, other than one of the billionaires' stepson came on there because some people said they saw him at a Blink-182 concert and all that stuff. But nobody ever heard of these billionaires, right? Could it be, if let's say they are real people, they're not made up. They could be trying to pull a Machiavelli. They could be trying to go missing for whatever reason. We don't know. But the fact that you never heard of them, you don't even know who they are, you could be standing next to them in a grocery line. You could be standing next to them in a public park. You could be standing next to them in the restroom, and you would not recognize them. You could see them at Walmart, have a full conversation with them, and never know and never recognize them because you don't know who they are. So if they was trying to pull a Machiavelli or get up out of here for some reason, this was the perfect way to stage your death. In my honest opinion, this is the perfect way to stage your death. That's if they was trying to get up out of here for whatever reason. We don't know. The perfect way to stage your death. The submersible went down, like this forensic pathologist said, and if they imploded, you won't even find nothing of them. Perfect way to stage your death. Perfect. They're not going to find nothing of them. And in my honest opinion, if this is true and they staged it, look, and you don't know them, life is going to go on as usual after all this stuff goes, get out the news, and they could be walking, you could be walking right down the street, they could be your next door neighbor, and you would never, ever, ever recognize them because we don't know who they are. Now, my second theory is that they never existed. They never existed. These people made them up. Again, because we don't know who they are. We don't know where they come from. We don't know anything about them. All this stuff is made up. Now, y'all might ask, well, why would they make it up? I don't know. I always tell people this. If the media is putting all their focus over here, you need to be focusing over there. I'm going to say that again. If the media is trying to get you to focus on this thing over here, you need to focus on what's going on over there. Now, you might ask, well, what was going on over there? I'll tell you what was going on over there. Over 500 migrants in a boat, and the boat capsized, men, women, and children died. Now, you might say, well, okay, why didn't they cover it? I don't know. I don't know, but it's obvious they wanted their attention to be over here on this submersible. Now, like one of the newscasters I've said, they said they knew that those people was dead from day one. As a matter of fact, they said the Navy heard the implosion the same day it happened and
Yeah, John, tonight a Navy official told CBS News that the Navy detected what it called an acoustic anomaly consistent with an implosion after the Titan lost contact on Sunday. The official says the information was shared with the Coast Guard, which used it to narrow down the search area. Now, today,
nothing happened. They still sent out people to search for those people for like the whole week. And they already knew they wasn't going to find nothing but debris, which that was all they found. They only found debris. They didn't find no bodies. They knew they wasn't going to find anybody's because they know the outcome of that situation. If it imploded that deep down in the sea, if it imploded deep down in the sea, you wasn't going to find nobody. Period. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Those are my theories on what happened. I believe if this is true, those billionaires picked a perfect way to stage their death by going down in this submersible, which didn't make any sense because people were like, yo, why would all these billionaires go down there like that? They didn't have any seats. They didn't have any adequate anything other than oxygen to go down there. James Cameron went down there over 30 times. I'm sure one of those billionaires could have reached out to James Cameron and said, hey, man, how did your excursion go down to the down to the Titanic? How did it go? Who was your resources? Who took you down there? What submarine you used and all that stuff? I'm sure that they could have utilized their resources because they're billionaires. We know billionaires have connections. They could have got connected to the same people that took James Cameron down there 30 times. You see what I'm saying? It's not hard. They put themselves in a little 6-foot minivan size capsule to go down to the Titanic. Like, really? That's the best you could have done? Which other people have made successful, tours down there to the Titanic with no issues, and y'all picked this that wasn't like really up to code on a lot of stuff. Like, really? That's why I say, it could have been, them staging their death. They want to get out the way for whatever reason. We don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that because, again, we don't even know who these characters are. We don't know. Again, this is just my theory. These are just my opinions. Don't take it as gospel. I'm just on here just chopping it up with my people. That's it. You know what I mean? And on the flip side, like I said, they could have reached out to a few people who did this because there's people on the internet that said that they did this excursion and they themselves wouldn't have got on that submersible. There's other submersibles out there, submarines out there that is more secure than that one. That's what these social media streets is saying. Now, why would 5 billionaires, people who know how to function, know how to make business, how to create businesses, create wealth, all this stuff, these smart people, well, seemingly smart people, put themselves in that situation? Now, I know people do dumb stuff every day. People do dumb stuff every day, and I understand that. But this kind of takes the cake. This kind of takes the cake. Now, granted, if this is real, I don't believe it's real, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I believe there's just a lot of sketchy, suspectish stuff going on about this situation. Now, but yeah, man. Let me know what y'all think about this. Hop down in the comments. It's your boy, Reese Johnson. This is the Gutta And Saved podcast, and I'll see you on the next one.
Gas, Gutta And Saved. Check. Spiritually, I'm Christ-like. Lyrically, feel like money made on fight night. Me and Meek out slaying through it from fright night. Like my dad, I need stone pads when I write. Yeah.
It's not about how much Bible chapter and verse you know. It's about how much Bible you willing to obey.